What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel that is still learning about life skilling. And with learning, there's often times on this channel where you guys teach me more than what I knew. Today, with that being said, 6L, or however you pronounce it, reminded me about the Caphras Journal of Nature. So if you like earning massive amounts of Caphras and more life skilling experience, grab those journals and let's start following in Caphras' footsteps. With so much to do in Black Desert already, the adventure log adds even more to do and rewards nice bonuses. One of the adventure logs is the Caphras Journal, which gives 300 Caphras Stones total and your choice between 3 different tomes. These tomes will either give plus 10% to either combat experience, life experience, or contribution experience. Starting out, the Caphras Journal is easy. You must be level 58 or above, have completed the Kama Sylvia and Odalita main questline, and finally you must have completed the first adventure log, Alistin's Alchemy Journal. This can also be bypassed by just being level 61 and completing the Alistin's Alchemy Journal. Opening the adventure log, there will be 4 journals here with 5 pages each. These all must be completed to open the next book. Book 2 must be completed first, then Book 3 followed by Book 1, and finally Book 4 is last. On this side note, each goal can be completed out of order as long as all 5 chapters are completed. So now, let's get started getting that Caphras Journal of Nature. Chapter 1 requires you to interact with the Caphras memory here inside of the Kama Sylvia tree in Grana City. Chapter 2 needs 150 feather wolves killed from the Navarne steppes. Chapter 3 has you buy a trade good called Eastern Culture from the trade manager here in Altanova, and just bring it over here to the trade manager in Valencia and sell it. On to Chapter 4, where it requires all of the Valencia City Expedition log knowledge and the Valencia Great Desert knowledge categories. The Great Desert can be completed by speaking to the node managers around the desert. Once done, you will be given plus 3 energy increase. The Valencia City Expedition log requires some quests to be done, with some being part of the main Valencia questline. Tarandu's declaration of war can be started here at the Basham base by talking to Tarandu. Completing rewards the knowledge, the dignified men of Catan. To unlock the quest, it does require the question Wicked Atmosphere of the Runes from the Black Spirit. The Royal Palace of Valencia quest is started here in Valencia City by talking to Granahan. Doing this gives the knowledge the Royal Palace of Valencia. This requires the quest line Light Illuminating the Bazaar to be completed to start. Next is Good Choice, which can be started here in Valencia by speaking to Purigen. This rewards a Camel for Nazarabi knowledge and requires the question Preparating for Merriman's Day. And finally, the piece of knowledge that can be acquired to complete this journal is Cadria Elephant. This can be found here in Valencia by speaking to Jan, the guild manager, and spending 100 energy. Completing this will give plus 1 energy increase. Finally, the last chapter in the second journal just wants you to kill 1,000 mobs here in the Pilaku jail. Getting started with journal number 3, chapter 1 just needs you to make a ring of Kadri Guardian. These have to be done using the ring parts found in the Kadri ruins. It's pretty much straightforward, the hardest part being farming the mods until you get the pieces that you need. Chapter 2 requires 3 different quests to be done in Velia. Remnants of Someone can be started from Zarya here in Velia. The 100 corn must be gathered. It cannot be bought in the central marketplace. Traces He Left is the second quest needed and can be started by Alistin here in Velia. He needs 10 titanium ore, 100 remnants of rift, and 1,000 blackstone powders. These, however, can be bought from the central market, making this a lot easier. The final quest is Tragedy Revealed. This can be started from Alistin again. He just wants you to go to Aline here and hand over the Caphras powder. She will then hand you the Caphras essence and you must return to Alistin to complete. Chapter 3 needs 3 knowledge topics about the Kron's castle. Starting out with the Kron's Castle altar here requires 5 energy and can be found here across the bridge. Fall of Kron Castle requires 500 amity and 5 energy. This can be acquired from Trenin Underfoe. He is here in Velia. And lastly, Igor Bertali here. He has the Kron Castle Gold Coin Knowledge. Unlocking it requires the quest chain Abilene the Fishing Boy and Catching Mackerel to be completed. Most of this is completed during the main storyline. The next chapter just wants you to swim out west of the Kron's Castle here, dive underwater, and look for a pink clam with a blue glowing object to interact with the spot. Lastly, Chapter 5 wants you to head to Ilia Island and complete a quest from Diego. You must have the Caphras Journal from the Odalita main quest line in your inventory. Afterwards, speak to Diego twice and head to the spot located on your map here. Interact with it and return to speak again to Diego. Once completed, Diego will give you the Caphras Tome of Light and Shadow, which lets you open up the first journal finally. And now with that Journal 1 open, let's get ready to start. Chapter 1 has you speak to Lothragan here in Mulligan. I'm sorry if I butchered those names. Just head up the stairs and turn right down the dark passage here. It's a good idea to have a compass on hand so you don't get lost, and just run past the hostile citizens so they don't kill you. Because Chapter 3 has to be started before Chapter 2, head to Kayak the bookseller here in Valencia City, speak to him and accept the quest adventure log wager for a magic tome. The answers cost 50 energy and might be RNG, but if not, here's the answers. Once all the correct answers are given, you are rewarded with the ancient magic tome. Chapter 2 wants you to head to Tariff here in Medea, head into the abandoned house here and interact with the forbidden books object. Hand over the ancient tome and 50 energy to start a minigame. This has you use an AoE to destroy a smaller blue light that appears surrounding this central light. Once done, the seal will break and just interact with the Caphra's memory here. Be warned, if you fail, you will need another tome from your black spirit and another 50 energy again to restart the minigame. Chapter 4 is another one that needs a completed knowledge category. Completing all the knowledge Shadow of Odalita, most of the NPCs can be found while doing the Odalita main quest line or just by running around the random towns. Chapter 5 will have you return to the Calma Sylvia tree and interact with the Dark Shadow here. Now it's finally on to the last journal. Chapter 1 requires you to head back to Ilia Island and interact with the Caphra's memory object here. Behind Barabar the work supervisor here in this walled backyard, there will be a spot to interact which will give you the rusted hairband. Chapter 2 now has you take that hairband to Owen here just outside of the Serendia shrine where Kazarka spawns. Chapter 3 wants you to head to the Caphra lab here in Florin. Smashing through these rocks will lead you down here, or if you remember doing the Black Star weapon quest, this is familiar. Once here, interact with the Dark Shadow. Now with Chapter 4, you're heading back to the Cowdrey Ruins to kill 1,500 mobs, and you have to gain the knowledge of the Cowdrey Summoning Stones. Killing the mobs is the easy part, but the Summoning Stone has a 2.5% chance of giving you that knowledge needed. What makes it worse is there's only 2 of these that spawn in the area. After all that, Chapter 5 just wants you to head to the gardens west of the Royal Palace in Valencia City here, and once here, just look around for the Caphra's memory. Chapter 6 has you speak to the Yahib guarding the Altar of Blood, and once done, the Caphras Journals are now completed. Now that you've done all of the Caphras Journals, it's time to get one of those tomes. Calling your Black Spirit, you now have a quest, Caphras Book of Immortality. Summoning your Black Spirit again and accepting the quest, Caphras the Life of Light and Shadow, this will have you speak to Allison to complete. Once completed, speak to him again to accept the quest, Caphras Journal Mysterious Power, to now choose which journal you wish to select. Don't worry though, you can exchange whichever one you choose with another one just by talking to Alliston and doing the quest Repeat Caphras Journal Mysterious Power if you don't like which one you chose. With all of that done and those journals completed, I hope this helps you get your very own Caphras Journal of Nature. That plus 10 life experience is a godsend when trying to get to Guru Gathering. Grinding the mobs will be the longest part if your loot drop rate is low, but after all that, the Journal of Nature is completely worth the hassle. This isn't going to be the easiest thing to do, but with the Merchant's Ring or the Archaeologist map being harder to get, this makes for a great way to spend time in Black Desert, experience more of the world. And if you want to see more to life skilling, be sure to click this video here, and I will see you in the next Black Desert Online guide.